Women of Reddit, what's one thing all men should know about periods? Periods can last anywhere from 3 days to 10-ish days each month, and can range from very light flow of blood to so heavy it looks like you're bleeding to death for several days straight. It's different for every woman and can differ from period to period. As many have responded here, I will clarify that there are some who do have very irregular cycles, as well as some who bleed for less than 3 days, or more than 10 days, per cycle. There are many reasons for why women's periods vary so much, and I won't elaborate on that here. Some of us have cramps, some of us don't, and some of us have really debilitating ones because of a condition like endometriosis. So we aren't faking the pain. Redfro just shared a great link about options for treating endometriosis. Having period cramps or other side effects can knock you out badly. If I tell you I can't get up because I am in pain or I can't get up because I might faint, I mean it. It's not attention seeking or being lazy. Just one fucking sneeze can bring ultimate chaos. We cannot control when we get them, and we can't just hold it in. It is nothing like the tampon ads at all. Premenstrual syndrome (PMS) can be awful for some, and can even be worse than the actual period itself. Depends on the person. Through days before a period you can feel exhaustion, cramps, bloating, acne, food cravings, mood swings, and more. Also, if you have PMS for a week, then a period for a week, there are only 2 weeks out of the month where you are not in terrible pain. That's half of your existence dealing with period-related pain. You can get horrible bowel issues with your period, weird cravings, migraine headaches. And in some women, cramps are debilitating. When I had my kid, the first 8 or 9 hours of labor hurt less than my average cramps. That everyone deals with it differently. Not all want ice cream. And it can change cycle by cycle. Sleeping on that bloody first night of pain is hellish. It's not just blood. It's blood, tissue, mucus. 2 holes. We've got a urethra for peeing, and vaginal canal. We can pee with tampon in. My fiancé had to be educated about this at the age of 28, so I will say this just in case periods last more than a few minutes. They last for 7 days non-stop. Some days are heavier than others. We only lose 1/4 cup of blood on average. The rest is uterine lining and mucus. Cramps are from the sloughing of the uterine wall, and they do hurt a lot for some people. Not all of us get PMS. That even if they don't hurt, they can be debilitating. I used to get anemia every month, along with a headache. I'm glad I'm old. Period products are expensive. Tampons do not feel good or turn me on. The blood leaks. That's why we need to use paper products to soak up the blood. Sometimes those paper products also leak, including overnight, onto the sheets. We can't control it. That's what our bodies naturally do. You just wash the sheets. Okay, the discomfort is real and we're trying our best to carry on through it, but it's not always possible. A little more empathy would be so appreciated. They can hurt a lot even when there isn't a lot of blood, although heavier flows are much more likely to be more painful. It depends from person to person. Also, and I cannot believe I have to say this, but the size of a tampon or sanitary pad isn't dependent on the size of a vagina but on the heaviness of the period flow. Sometimes the sheer exhaustion from a period feels like the literal life is being sucked out of you. PMS stands for premenstrual syndrome. When we sneeze you can feel the blood shoot out of your vagina. Thumbs up. My insides are literally evicting other insides. Gimme a break. It doesn't get any easier. We don't get used to it. The pain is intense, but we have to pretend it's not and just get on with it. The worst shits. Periods have a lot more side effects than lower abdomen pains. We have periods, except for pregnancy and breastfeeding, for around 40 years every fucking month for 40 fucking years from the first period in your early teens. Your life is never the same. You have to check a calendar, plan what you can wear, when you can swim, wear skimpy clothes, do sport, have sex, etc., not to mention the pain and nausea and fear of leaks. Boys just go through puberty and have some embarrassing moments. This is a whole life changed forever. Then the menopause comes and the blessed relief is profound. This is how it is. We literally can't stop it. It's not like urinating. We can't save it up to go to the restroom, Dave. Cramps really are that bad. Some scientists said they can be compared to heart attacks on the pain scale. I think everyone could do with knowing more about periods generally. I've had women in my life be just as, if not more, dismissive about my experiences with debilitating pain and nausea than men. My first boyfriend in high school didn't even blink when accompanying me to buy pads, but my dad was happy to ignore that anything was happening at all. Starting from age 11, I lost at least one day of school each month until I was put on birth control pills to manage hormones. Due to circumstances beyond my control, I was unable to continue that prescription past the age of 16, so I spent the next 20 years sweeping on the bathroom floor every 24 days, throwing up from pain and bleeding enough to cause iron deficiency. Out of nowhere, my periods stopped hurting. For several years. Don't know why. These days, they're uncomfortable, but not intolerable. I take daily iron supplements so I can function, and seem to be experiencing perimenopause, which are the years leading up to the cessation of menstruation. Emo, it can't come a day too soon. IGT another 100 reasons why the world needs better sex ed. Sometimes with a heavy period blood might get on the sheets. It's so embarrassing. If it ever happens to a girl with you, just say it's no big deal and wash the sheets. That I can bleed like Niagara Falls, yet I get up sore and go to work, manage family, house and pretend my outside matches my inside, and oh, nor I get to have hot flashes and feel like a walking furnace now that I'm over 50. Happy joy. Yesterday my husband asked me why I cannot just hold my period blood long enough to run across room and get panties pad without dripping blood. I asked him why he can hold blood and when he cuts himself when he shaves, and he was genuinely embarrassed. The morning waddle when you try to make it to the bathroom before your pad overflows after you've been lying down all night and the blood has collected inside you. Also, you can become anemic due to habitually heavy periods. Asked me how I know this. Actually don't. The answer is obvious. No, we can't use just one tampon per period. Tampons can, if left in too long, cause toxic shock syndrome. Tampons should be changed several times a day. Look up how much period products cost sometime, then consider that, depending on flow, women may need 2-3 packs of product per period. Not all women can or want to use tampons or period cups. Some are stuck with pads or period underwear, which I have no experience with, so can't speak to efficiency. Pads are limiting. For one, they can slip to the side if you move around too much despite the adhesive on them, and whoops-I-doodle, that's a leak. Most of us are not over-exaggerating when agonizing in pain from period cramps. Some women barely cramp while others feel constant stabbing pain for hours, sometimes days. The pain can be debilitating. There's many more products besides pads or tampons now. There's the menstrual cup, or super absorbent menstrual underwear. Everybody is different and has different preferences and comforts. Some people think we can hold our menstrual blood like it's urine. No. It's going to come out whether we want it to or not. Just because I'm moody one day, don't be a dick and make the comment looks like someone's on their period. Like, just don't. It's not funny. It's like saying to you when you are moody looks like someone has too much testosterone and hormones going on right now. It's just a dick move. Different women have different period experiences. Some feel achy for a day, others are completely knocked out by cramps. Some have 3-day periods, others bleed for 7. Most women have a regular cycle, but a significant minority do not. Symptoms such as PMS or tender breasts also vary widely. My cycle is usually regular, but not always. My PMS irritability, and little else. My breasts don't get sore. But I have monster cramps and bleed heavily. So if there's a woman in your life, get to know her cycle and don't assume it's the same for any other woman. Buying pads, tampons for your significant other, daughter, sister is not a big deal. Fluctuations in hormones can make us fart more. It's just really uncomfortable. The pad sticks on the underwear, not on the vagina as a band-aid. It doesn't mean anal weak. That if us women can clean our period blood off of the toilet seat, you can clean your piss off of it, too.
I hope you all are doing well, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed this video. If you have something to say critically or otherwise, leave a comment. And if you enjoy this content, don't forget to subscribe to see more of it. I hope you all have wonderful and fulfilled lives.